on to Not So Starving Artist. Today we have the man, the legend, JBlaze.
Popping was popping. Yo,
All right,
yo.
first of all, thank you so much for joining us on this show. This is amazing. We're really, really grateful to have you.
Honored to be here. Let's get it.
All right, so JBlaze is an international choreographer who has worked with some little known names. Maybe you've heard them before, like Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, Janelle Monáe, J Lo. I don't know. They're just like local names, right?
I'm definitely grateful. I'm definitely grateful for that resume. Yeah, crazy. It's crazy to hear it too. I just in a moment and I don't realize who I work for really. So wow, yeah.
Do you ever have that time where you just kind of like think back in your head and you're like, dang, these are people that people like lose their minds to meet even once in their life.
It's funny because I had this conversation the other day with my boy Nick. Um, right now I'm working with Justin Bieber and he's just so humble and he makes you feel like family that you kind of just forget that he's Justin Bieber until you see him on that stage and you're like, oh, that's the Justin Bieber, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
So let's get in. This is, of course, Not So Starving Artist. So let's introduce our food today.
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
we eating?
So today I got some Korean barbecue. I got some shrimp fried rice here, and I got spicy. I think it's called spicy kalbi. Um, and then I had some garlic beef, but I got hungry earlier and I ate it already. Sorry about that. But I have some mashed potatoes, and yeah, that's what I got today. Some
Amazing.
Korean
Where did
barbecue.
you get it from?
This place called Ace Goji. Ace Goji. Yeah, it's a Korean barbecue, a local Korean barbecue spot. Yeah.
Amazing. We love local. I'm joining you today also with kalbi. Got
Let's go.
some rice, some cabbage, some pickles, the
Let's
whole
go.
the whole nine yards. And
Love it,
mine
love
is
it, love
from
it.
also a local place in the GTA called Far East Taco. If anybody watching this is interested, they also do fusion Korean tacos. So
Oh
it's
wow.
great. If you're ever in the Toronto area, hit it up.
Sounds great. That sounds amazing.
All right, so let's take our first bite. Are you a chopsticks guy or a knife and fork guy?
You know what? Not really. I try with sushi and I kind of fail all the time, so I'm forking it today.
All right, let's go with the fork then. I will join you.
But
It's gonna grab
so
some
spicy
kimchi
cow.
and some rice. And let's do a little cheers to the camera.
Cheers.
Amazing.
Mm.
Mm.
Wow.
Good stuff?
You can never go wrong with Korean barbecue ever.
Never. I
Mm.
love Korean barbecue. Is it something that you have often, or is it kind of like a once in a while treat?
I think I have Korean barbecue about once every week. I'm not gonna lie.
Dang.
Big fan. I'm a big fan. Out of all, the Asian food like Japanese and Chinese, I think Korean barbecue is my favorite. Yeah.
I love Korean barbecue just as much, but I don't think my wallet could handle once a week.
It does get pretty pricey. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It does. Yeah.
So let's start with your beginning. You were only 9 years old when you
Hmm.
and your crew won the World Hip Hop Championship.
Wow.
What happened before that? How did you get into dance?
Well, my question is, where are you getting this information from? That's funny. Not a lot of people know that, so it's just interesting.
I do my research.
All right, I'm not mad at it. Yeah, before that, I was just kind of just a random kid from the streets that just wanted to dance, and I kind of just was at home, like watching the TV, watching Michael Jackson dance, and trying to imitate his movement in front of the TV. Like my mom actually has home footage of me dancing in front of the TV trying to learn Michael Jackson moves. And then we were, I forget where we were, but we walked into this gymnasium and there was a hip hop crew kind of rehearsing. We heard the music and I kind of walked in. I was like, mom, let's go over here. I was 8, 9 years old. Walked in there. I was like, yo, they're doing hip hop dance. And I learned the choreo on the spot. literally, I've never taken a dance class in my life. Saw kids dance and learn the choreo that they've been working on for like a couple of weeks. I learned it in about an hour. And my mom was like, yo, you can actually do this. And then she just enrolled me in it. And then the rest is history. We did uh, HHI, which was in Miami at the time, and we won. And I moved to LA and got an agent. And yeah, the rest is history.
The rest is history. So
Crazy.
do you feel like you were just like, this is what you were born to do? There was never anything else.
I think so. I think when I was that young and I was that happy doing it, I was like, this is what I have to do. My mom saw it, and gratefully enough, I had very, very supportive parents, and they started to look up dance classes for me. They started to look up, Los Angeles and things that I can come out here and compete. I came out here, I did a competition out here, won first place. And then like the choreographer, he saw me, was like, yo, you're really dope. I have to take you to this studio. And then I met an agent at this studio, and it just kept going and going. And yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How's the fried rice?
Hmm. About to take my first bite right now.
All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're obviously a renowned commercial choreographer, but what styles of dance speak to you personally and like the way you like to express your art?
Well, I love that question. Well, being from Miami and being a Caribbean boy, my mom and dad, they're from an island called Haiti. Uh, I naturally kind of love dance hall. I naturally love like salsa. I naturally love Afro. Those are the movement that just comes natural to me. Um, yeah, dance hall has like a very, very big inspiration in my movement. Afro too. But yeah, definitely those three. Growing up in Miami, there's salsa music everywhere, and I kind of just have that natural movement in my body, just being from where I'm from. Yeah.
100%. So I'm guessing you definitely have a little Vibes Cartel in your playlist.
I love Vibes Cartel. What you know about Vibes Cartel?
Hey, I am also a big
Yeah,
dance hall fan. Like
I love
that
it.
is where
I
I
love it.
started my journey into street
Oh,
styles.
I love it. I love it. That's lit. That's lit.
Let's have a
All right.
few more bites and then we're going to move into what I call some deep life questions.
Uh-oh.
No
We going, huh? How
secrets,
deep
no
are we
secrets.
going? Okay. Okay. Well, let's go.
If you were having a really shitty week, what is the
Oh, I
kind
can
of
cuss on this
thing?
show. I love it.
What is the kind of
Okay.
thing that would inspire you to get out of bed in the morning?
Mm. If I'm having a really shitty week, what inspires me would probably, well, my family one inspires me. Um, like I said earlier, my mom and dad, they've sacrificed so much for me to do what I want to do. So anytime I'm in a state where I just don't want to create or just don't want to do anything, I always just remember how much my mom and dad put into me to be where I am today. So that keeps me going to get up and I want to be the person to buy my mom a house and buy my dad a Rolex. So I get out of bed and I just remember why I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it to pay them back. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely one inspiration for sure.
I love that. And like, I love the fact that it's like, yo, family first. Like, you could have said anything.
No matter what, family's first. I tell everybody that before any career, before any artist, before anything, family is number one to me for
You
sure.
want to give your mom and dad a little shout out?
You know what I'm saying? Shout out mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? They're all the way in Miami right now. Shout out Miami, all the cousins, all the aunts, all the uncles, my brother, sister. Stop.
Are you the type of person who has like, you got the immediate family, but you have like loads of like extended family that you're really close
Oh
to?
my God, my family is huge. I have so many aunts, I have so many uncles, so many cousins. My cousins have babies. It's a lot of us. Definitely a lot of us. We actually went on a family cruise a couple of years ago, and there were about 89 family members of mine on one boat. Yeah. And there's more of us too. It's crazy. Yeah.
Next question. What is the single best piece of advice that you've ever gotten about dance or about anything else?
Just off the top of my head, the best advice was just to, I don't know, just to keep going. I think a lot of times, especially here in LA in our industry, we get down a lot. We get disappointed a lot. You know, being turned down from job after job or being cut from audition to audition. I think the best advice I got in was just to not give up and keep going. Everybody has a different path. Everybody has different timing. You just have to trust that timing. You know, sometimes it takes people a year to get their first big job. Sometimes it takes people 5 years to get their first big job. And I think it's important just to stay committed. And yeah, just keep going and be consistent. And yeah, like a lot of my friends, you know, I'm older. A lot of my friends are 35 and up, and they just got their first job, their first tour at 35. So it's important to know just to keep going and never give up, and just yeah, keep the dream and hope alive. Yeah.
Being in LA, I'm guessing
Yep.
like you see tons of people who are just
Mm-hmm.
rejected for jobs all the time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that it's like oversaturated? Like there's now too many people in LA?
100%. 100%. And that's why for me, what I tell dancers is to kind of find your uniqueness and stick to that. Because there's a lot of people who want to dress the same, who want to dance the same, who want to do this the same. Nah, it's important just to be yourself yeah, just to find your uniqueness. I think for me, I took a break from the dance world for about 2, 3 years because I felt like it was being oversaturated. And I felt like, I don't know, people kept posting the same stuff every day. And I just had to take a break. And then I came back and I found who I am again. You know what I'm saying? I found my uniqueness. I'm in my garage right now. I think one thing that I found was I don't know if you've seen it or any of the dancers watching this, but I have this thing called Henny Sessions, and I just come in here and I just try to keep it as authentic as possible. Everybody kind of vibes and we kind of drink and we kind of just create on the spot. That's just my authentic thing that I like to do, and it's been working. So for me, that's definitely one thing that I tell a lot of people is just to stay authentic and stay as unique as possible. Yeah.
Is that also how you keep grounded in your street styles? Because obviously commercial
For sure.
choreography is very different from street style.
Sure, yeah. But again, like I said, I kind of just trust my timing and I trust my uniqueness, sorry. And I trust God. I'm very, you know, into God, and like I said, I trust his timing, and wherever he takes me, I just follow his path. So I just stick to who I am and where I come from and my unique style, and it's gonna take me to where it's supposed to, you know.
God is good all the time, and all the
That's
time,
it
God is
all
good.
the time. God is good. There you go.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
let's keep eating a little bit more because I feel like I've been straight up just bombarding
So
you.
I've been killing this Korean food though. Mm-hmm.
The only problem I usually have is it's real hard to eat Korean food and look cute on camera.
You know what? I don't think there's a way to do it. So you know what? Screw it.
What do you think separates people who want to become successful international choreographers? You know, they want to work with Chris Brown and Justin Bieber versus people who actually get there.
Before you come to LA, you have to know what you want to do. Like I know people who just don't want to choreograph and just want to dance for the artist, and then I know people who just don't want to dance for the artist and they just want to choreograph. Before you get here, you just have to know what you want to do. Again, I I always go back to my faith, and I always trust my timing. I started as a dancer, and then it kind of just naturally worked its way into choreographing. Now I choreograph for Justin Bieber with Nick Demora. You just have to trust the timing. There's no really right way to answer that question besides just trust your timing, trust your path, and I don't know, LA, like there's so much you can do. Like this place is has endless possibilities. Like if you want to, I don't know if you want to learn how to use a camera, like you could be a videographer. Like there's so much to do. Like I think people get caught up in wanting to be this specific thing, but sometimes you come here and the path might take you in a different direction. It happens. Like I know some dancers who quit dancing and is making more money now being a videographer than he did dancing.
With the amount of stuff that happens in LA,
Yeah.
what do you think is the craziest thing that you've seen around like the dance community?
Craziest thing. I've been here for a long time and I've seen a lot of crazy. I think last year we kind of had this phase where a lot of dancers were being called out on some stuff. Yeah, I think that got pretty crazy. That got pretty ugly quick. A lot of dancers were so-called canceled last year. I'm not gonna name any names, but that was pretty crazy. You know, we were having such a crazy year already, and then on top of the pandemic, all of a sudden people that I was really, really close to are being called out on the internet, and I'm getting phone calls like, yo, check your boy. I'm like, I got no control over him. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah, it's just a lot of drama that I just try to stay out of. Yeah, I'm kind of on the mind your own business side of things over here. So, but yeah, that was pretty crazy. It's probably one of the craziest moments in my career here in LA.
Last question in this deep life talk segment.
All right.
Since we just talked about 2020, and we all know crazy stuff can happen at any time. If the world was going to end this time next week, what would you do?
I think I would just grab my family and just find a private island somewhere in the Caribbean. And if we all gonna die, we all gonna die together on an island somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I would do, to be honest.
All right, so our last segment is actually going to be inspired by something I saw on the Hot Ones podcast with Sean
Okay.
Evans. I took the liberty of scrolling all the way back to your very first Instagram posts.
Oh my God.
And we're gonna look, I'm gonna send you some of them, and then you're gonna explain to me the backstory, maybe some fun facts. Yes.
Okay. This is
So
gonna be
let's
very
start
interesting.
with this one from December 22nd, 2011. So 10 years ago.
Oh my God. Look at us. We are babies. Wow. This was when I performed with Justin Bieber on X Factor. This was 2011. Yeah. This was my second job with Bieber. The first job I did with him before this was this Disney World parade gig. And then yeah, X Factor. Yeah, and then I'm still rocking with him now. 10 years later, I'm still with Bieber. That's crazy. That's crazy. We look like we are 2 years old. Wow. Ha. I haven't seen this picture in 10 years. That's funny.
Do you have any like fun stories that you can remember from
from this day? Any fun story? I can't, I think somebody was late. I forget who it was, but somebody was late to our tech rehearsal this day. I forget who it was, but I don't know. This was so long ago and so much life has happened since then. I can't remember.
All right, let's move to the next one. All right. This is from January 1st, 2012.
Wow. When I did Swag by David Banner. I think this was one of the routines that put me on the map. This was one of the routines that people were like, yo, who is this JBlaze kid? When I did this routine, I had Ian Eastwood in the video. I had Ryan Poos in the video. Yeah, this was the video that kind of put me on the map right here. December 30th, 2011. Wow. And I remember seeing that many views on a video. I was like, what? This is crazy to me. 18,000 views.
Because back in the day, that was a lot.
Back in the day, that was a lot. To me, that was a lot. And I know people at that time were getting a lot more, but you know, for me, just kind of starting out with choreo to get 18,000 views was a lot to me. Um, yeah, that's crazy. Memories, Cub Scouts. Shout out to Cub Scouts. I was in a little dance crew called Cub Scouts with me, Ian, Brian. Man, who else? John was in it. June was in it. Wow, so many people. Crazy.
So, speaking of Cub Scouts and Ian, let's go to the next one.
All right.
Oh, taking a minute to send. There we go.
Ah, this was in Chicago. Yep. We were doing a workshop in Chicago for Ian's company, me, Nick Demora, and Ian Eastwood, which is crazy to see me in a picture right now with Nick. Nick is the creative director and choreographer for Bieber. And now I'm helping him choreograph for Bieber. It's crazy, the full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Man, crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah,
From February 4th, 2012.
yeah. Yep, randomly met Meek Mill at the airport. Randomly saw him. I was like, yo, I'm a fan, bro. I need a picture. Um, at that time too, I was choreographing a lot to Meek Mill. My style at that time was inspired a lot by Meek Mill and the way he rapped. So I was really excited this day to meet him. Um, yeah, randomly saw him at the airport, asked him for a pic. He said, yeah, and there you have it. Yeah. I don't know this outfit I was wearing though. I look a little crazy, but
It's all right. It was 2012. That's how everyone looked back then.
definitely 2012 swag for sure. Wow.
Awesome.
Crazy.
So that actually brings us to the end of the interview today.
Wow.
Let's have one more bite before we sign off.
Yep. I'm gonna mix the mashed potato with the fried rice on this one.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. I love galbi.
It's so good. I've never done an interview before like this too, where I'm eating. Yeah, this is cool. This is a vibe.
Well, that's what we try to do. We try to give you something new, something exciting.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for sitting down
Of
with
course,
me.
I appreciate you having me. This was fun.